Money is an illusion, as explained in Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. People's lives are controlled by fear and greed. Fear stems from having no money, which leads to desperation and having an endless need to work harder, whereas greed arises from finally receiving your payment and deciding to splurge on luxuries. Consider the fact that money is an illusion, and that it is only through fear and greed that it has become real. Instead, learn to control your feelings, as it is better to use your emotions to think rather than to think with your emotions. Mind your business, as explained in Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. To become financially secure, mind your business. Literally, focus on building your assets, as they are things of value that you own, which will produce a positive economic benefit in the long term. Most people's financial struggles derive from them working all their life for someone else, rather than focusing on developing their own solid assets and reducing expenses and liabilities to create wealth. Instead, hire money to be your employee, as it is the hardest working individual out of all of us. This is because it will work 24/7 for you without complaining or having the excuse of being late for generations to come. You are a pussy, as explained in Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Everyone has the potential to achieve something great, but it is fear and self-doubt that holds them back. Fear steers people off their goals and suppresses their genius. This is why you need to develop your most powerful asset, your mind. A trained mind allows you to create wealth, whereas an untrained mind can create devastating poverty which will impact your future generations. The choice is yours. Quit your job now, as explained in Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Workers work hard enough to not be fired, whereas owners pay just enough so the workers won't quit. These workers value job security over everything, whereas the rich prioritize learning. Aim to be like the rich and learn a little about a lot, rather than being like the poor and learn a lot about a little. Just know that you are one skill away from exponentially exploding your wealth. Overcome your obstacles, as explained in Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Overcome your fear of losing money. Learn how to handle the fear and loss of money, and then become inspired by your failures. This puts you on the track to becoming a winner. Overcome your doubts. Doubt paralyzes you as you over-criticize situations and take no action. Cynics criticize, making them blind, whereas winners analyze, which opens their eyes to opportunity. Overcome your laziness. The most common form of laziness is staying busy. Abolish your laziness when you're saying that you can't afford something, and instead transform it into how you can afford it, which makes you think of methods to generate income. Overcome your bad habits. Life is a reflection of your habits, and a good habit to get into is paying yourself first. By paying yourself first, you become financially stronger, mentally and fiscally. Overcome your arrogance. Whilst what you know makes you money, what you don't know loses you money. Arrogance is used to hide ignorance, and when you are ignorant, you should educate yourself.